Praise the Lord. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a great week. Today, I want to encourage you to think positive. We're going to have a couple Bible verses today. We're going to start out in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7. And it says, "For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Ooh, let that settle for just a minute. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Ooh, what are we going to think in our heart? What are we going to think of ourselves? Ooh. But then let us go to Romans chapter 12, 2. And it says, "To be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." There it is again, that thinking, that mind. "That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." Ooh. Here lately we've been going through a course in school about appreciative inquiry. And at first I was like, well, how do you explain appreciative inquiry? And it's honestly very simple. It's about positive change. We see a problem and our brains are hardwired to see the negative. But yet in every situation, good and bad, there are positives. So what good can we take from that situation? And how can we spin it in a positive light? One quote that stands out from one of my last classes I took was when my instructor said, "Our image of the future influences the actions of the present." Ooh, what we think matters. Ooh, what we plan for matters. If we plan for success, if we see bright, beautiful goals of success, we're going to work towards that. If we don't set goals of success, but rather see failure in our lives, what do you think will happen? So if we got to stop ourselves, and instead of going into situations with a defeatist attitude, change it and think to ourselves, how can we do things? Think to ourselves, what good can come from this? How can I make good things come from this? Because with that defeatist attitude, likely we will be defeated. But when you go in with that positive mindset, right, you may surprise yourself on what you might accomplish. Isn't that beautiful? One of the most popular Bible verses out there today, most people will know it as soon as I say it, Philippians 4:13. "I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me." Ooh. How much more positive can we get through that? I can do anything through Jesus that strengthens me. Ooh. So what are we going to do today? Are we going to think of ourselves as less than we are? Are we going to think of ourselves as rotten, dirty, scoundrels maybe? Or are we going to pick up that mantle that Jesus put on our lives as his sons and daughters, as his called and chosen people? That's right. Jesus called and chose us. Ooh, let that mindset sink in and see what God can do in your life. See how that will change who you are. Because remember, I can do all things through Christ that strengtheneth me. I'm more than a conqueror through God. Ooh. God has so many positive blessings that he speaks into us constantly. Let us not focus on the bad. But today, I encourage you to think positive and to speak positive. Have a blessed day.